Namaste students, I am D. Lovarazu, PGT in Chemistry. I am very happy to share this video on the topic coordination compounds from the Part 2 textbook recommended for grade 12 CBSE. The presentation focuses on the learning outcomes and in-depth explanation of the topic. Shall we start the topic, students?
The topic is coordination compounds and the learning outcomes are valency bond theory postulates, applications, hybridization and structures, and limitations. At first, valency bond theory postulates. Valence bond theory in coordination compounds. You must have studied that Werner's theory for coordination compounds failed. Do you remember why Werner's theory for coordination compounds failed? Well, it failed to explain many critical aspects of valence electrons and directions in the coordination compounds. Then, how do we explain the structure of all these coordination compounds? Yes, we use the valency bond theory, which came on to replace the Werner's theory. In this chapter, we will look at the valency bond theory and its important postulates. It was introduced by Linus Pauling in 1931. This theory explains the structure and magnetic properties of large number of coordination compounds. That is, magnetic properties are of two types: diamagnetic nature and paramagnetic nature. The central metal atom or ion has the required number of vacant orbitals, that is, empty orbitals, for accommodating the electrons donated by the ligands. The number of vacant orbitals is equal to the coordination number of the metal ion for a particular complex. Vacant orbitals are s, p, d and f. These vacant orbitals on hybridization form same number of hybrid orbitals. Each ligand has at least one orbital containing lone pair of electrons. That means each ligand can donate 2 electrons for an orbital. Vacant hybrid orbital filled with ligand will form coordination bond. Coordinate covalent bond is stronger if the overlapping between the orbitals is greater. The vacant orbitals of the metal atom or ion undergo suitable hybridization to yield a set of equivalent hybrid orbitals of definite geometry. That means the hybridization will decide the geometry of the molecule. If n-1 d orbitals are used for hybridization, the complexes are called inner orbital complexes or low spin complexes. If nd orbitals are used for hybridization, the complexes are called outer orbital complexes or high spin complexes. What is the valency bond theory? One of the major drawbacks of Werner's theory is its failure to explain the coordination compounds' directional properties. Valency bond theory became successful in explaining the structure and bond linkages in these coordination compounds. So, what does the valency bond theory say? According to this theory, the metal atom or ion under the influence of ligands can use its n-1 d, ns, np, nd orbitals for hybridization. When weak field ligands like fluoride and chloride are involved in the formation of complexes, the electrons present in metal ions will remain as usual. The complexes formed by inner d orbitals are called low spin complexes or inner orbital complexes, and the complexes formed by outer d orbitals are called high spin or outer orbital complexes. The suitable number of atomic orbitals of central metal ion, that is s orbital, p orbital and d orbital, hybridize to provide empty hybrid orbitals. These hybrid orbitals accept lone pair of electrons from the ligands and are directed towards the ligand positions according to the geometry of the complex. A substance which do not contain any unpaired electron is not attracted by the magnet. It is said to be diamagnetic. On the other hand, a substance which contains one or more unpaired electrons in the d orbitals is attracted by a magnetic field. It is said to be paramagnetic. Paramagnetism can be calculated by the expression root over n into n plus 2, where n is a number of unpaired electrons. Basing on this theory, the following structures will be discussed. Those are NiCO4, NiCl4 2 minus, NiCN4 2 minus, COF6 3 minus, and CONH3 3 plus. The first compound is NiCO4. In this compound, nickel atomic number is 28 and the electronic configuration is argon 3d8 4s2 4p0. In this compound, nickel oxidation state is 0. CO is a strong ligand. Due to strong ligand, electrons will pair up takes place. So 3d8 4s2 4p0 will change to 3d10 4s0 4p0. So the available vacant orbitals are 4s orbital and 4p orbital. Those orbitals will involve in the hybridization and form sp3 hybridization. That means in NiCO4 the hybridization is sp3, and due to lack of unpaired electrons the compound is having diamagnetic nature. Formation of NiCl4 2 minus. In this compound the central metal atom is nickel and the electronic configuration is argon 3d8 4s2 4p0. In this compound nickel oxidation state is plus 2. Due to that it will be 3d8 4s0 4p0, and chloride is a weak ligand, so electrons will be as usual. So 3d8 4s0 4p0. The available vacant orbitals are 4s orbital and 4p orbital. 4s orbital and 4p orbitals are involved in sp3 hybridization. So the hybridization present in NiCl4 is sp3 hybridization. Due to presence of unpaired electrons, the compound is having paramagnetic nature and it is a high spin complex. Formation of NiCN4 2 minus. In this compound nickel atomic number is 28 and the electronic configuration is argon 3d8 4s2 4p0. Nickel oxidation state is plus 2. Due to that it will be 3d8 4s0 4p0. But cyanide is a strong ligand. Due to strong ligand electrons will pair up takes place. So it will become 3d8 with paired electrons. So the available vacant orbitals are 1d orbital, 4s orbital and 4p orbitals. So the hybridization in NiCN4 2 minus is dsp2 hybridization. Due to lack of unpaired electrons, the compound is diamagnetic in nature and it is a square planar compound. Formation of COF6 3 minus. In this compound, the central metal atom is cobalt. Atomic number is 27 and the electronic configuration is argon 3d7 4s2 4p0, and cobalt oxidation state is plus 3, and fluorine is a weak ligand. Due to that electrons will be as usual. So after removing 3 electrons, the electronic configuration is 3d6 4s0 4p0. So the available vacant orbitals are 4s orbital, 4p orbital and 4d orbital. So the hybridization is sp3d2 hybridization. Due to presence of unpaired electrons, the compound is having paramagnetic nature. Formation of CONH3 6 times 3 plus. In this compound, the central metal atom is cobalt. Cobalt atomic number is 27 and the electronic configuration is argon 3d7 4s2 4p0. In this compound, the cobalt oxidation state is plus 3. That means it will become 3d6 4s0 4p0. In case of cobalt, ammonia is a strong ligand. Due to that electrons will pair up takes place. So the available vacant orbitals are 2d orbitals 4s orbital and 4p orbital. Due to that, the compound is having D to sp3 hybridization. It is a low spin complex or inner orbital complex due to lack of unpaired electrons of valency bond theory. It involves number of assumptions and does not distinguish between strong and weak ligands. It does not give quantitative interpretation of magnetic compounds. It does not give quantitative interpretation of thermodynamic or kinetic stabilities of coordination compounds. It does not make exact predictions regarding the tetrahedral and square planar structures of coordination number 4 containing compounds.
Dear students, hope you have appreciated my presentation on the topic coordination compounds. We shall deal with the next video on the same topic in our next session. Thank you.